Coming up on this episode of the Sports Syndicate podcast, we are talking Week 18, all the coach firings, possible replacements, answering questions from our fans. We are picking Wildcard Weekend, and we are having a ball doing it. So let's get this show on the road, raise those glasses, and park your asses because it is time for the Sports Syndicate podcast.
I'm outshine the same day they signed Tory. The Smith beside me, yes. My wrist is shine, yes. At all times, catch all signs. Shots fly, no Anakin. Olive Garden wrap towel fit inside a ramekin. Fucking breadcrumbs turn breadsticks when that text spit. Cause that marinara soak you. Safety off, you ain't Joku.
All right, and we are back after technical difficulties on the intro. Really? Anyway, sorry. Welcome back, guys. As you know, I am the South Philly Psycho, Dom, and I am joined once again by South Jersey's finest, my man Nick. How you doing, buddy?
Yo, we're in the mother playoffs, baby. Let's go.
Eagles in the playoffs. Even
Yes,
after
sir.
losing that preseason game in Week 18, in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? I mean, honestly, going into this season, I don't think my man Nick thought the playoff berth was in the cards, but here we are.
Well, honestly, I don't even think the organization thought that. I mean, they hired a rookie coach. They hired a shit ton of they got a shit ton of rookies playing for them. So I thought They were just like, let's get as many draft picks as we can. Hopefully we get, the one from Carson, and then maybe if we shit the bed, we get another. But hey, I'm all for it, dude.
And thanks to the Dolphins kind of starting out slow and the Colts collapse, those draft picks are now higher.
Yeah.
Because they're not playoff teams. So thank you, Carson Wentz, for your playing time and your
not shitting the bed when it mattered,
Well, I guess he kind of did.
Yeah.
Or else they would probably be in the playoffs. That was one of the things we were going to discuss. It's more of a recent topic, but we can start there because I believe it was this morning the Colts GM had a press conference and they asked him about Carson Wentz, and he flat out said they're not sure about Carson Wentz moving forward. Yeah. He was kind of sold on him, and then the last couple of games where they lost to the Raiders, and then I'm sorry, biggest upset of the season was the Jags knocking them off. I don't care how you look at anything throughout the 18 weeks. The Colts fielded everyone. They had one game to win. They were in. They were playing what is possibly the worst team in football, and they lost.
Yeah,
badly.
Big time. It's just an embarrassing, dude. And I mean, as much as we say it all the time, we love you, Carson. Thank you for 2017. But he is not a starting quarterback for this league. I believe it. I said it since week one. I just don't think he has a mentality. He may have the arm, he may have the legs, but deep down inside, if you look at the really, really good quarterbacks, they have the mentality, they have the mental capability of staying in the game with that willpower and winning it. And it's just, they shit the bed. They literally shat the bed. Shat the bed, I guess, past tense, whatever. But they did not do they did not do what they needed to do, and it's just embarrassing. And I'm so happy he is not in Philadelphia. Thank you.
I mean, I agree with you to a point, but then we kind of veer. Because there's a lot of stuff that Carson Wentz may lack, and you can debate that. But the one thing that he's lacked, whether it was on this team or last year, is the number one wide receiver. Yeah. I mean, with the Eagles, he had nobody. Absolutely nobody. He had Jalen Reagor. I do like Greg Ward, but he had nobody on that Eagles squad, and even Hurts struggled mightily last season with that team. Then he went to the Colts. T.Y. Hilton missed all but maybe 4 games of the season. Yeah. They were very run-heavy when they were winning, and in the last 2 games, they had him airing it out. And I'm thinking,
Dumb.
why?
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor is right there. This man is having a tremendous season. In fact, Jonathan Taylor actually had more yards. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor actually had more yards like after contact than any other back had yards this season.
Yeah.
And you're relying on Carson Wentz. I didn't understand the game plan to begin with.
Dumb.
Thank you. Especially without top targets. Like when you look at the elite quarterbacks, like, yes, Patrick Mahomes is elite and he's very good. He's got Tyreek Hill. He's got Travis Kelce. He's got guys beneath that. When you look at Aaron Rodgers, he's got Devontae Adams, but he's got Allen Lazard. He's got Valdez-Scantling. He's had a bevy of tight ends throughout the last couple of years. He's got Aaron Jones out the backfield. When you look at Carson Wentz, he's got Michael Pittman. Did anybody consider Michael Pittman a number one receiver this year? At tight end, he's got Mo Alley Cox.
Whoa, hey. How you doing?
Exactly. I mean, the name's kind of funny, but I don't even really know who you are.
Yeah, but you run the damn ball. And they didn't. And that's the key to success. You don't rely on Carson. Even Frank Wright, as much as he loves Carson and they really have that, whatever, that bromance, that chemistry.
Brucey.
He still threw, fuck the Colts.
Fuck the Colts. Well said, high class.
You run the damn ball. That's it. I don't know what else to say. You run the damn ball. I'm heated.
I agree. That's the point. Like your win streak came on the legs of Jonathan Taylor. We even said it on this show. I think even Tim mentioned it. If they give Jonathan Taylor 30 carries a game with that defense, they are going to the playoffs and they are going to be a team you don't want to face. They didn't do that. They lost both their games. They missed the playoffs entirely.
Yeah.
And now you're talking about Carson Wentz might not be your guy.
Yeah.
Well, he looked pretty good when you were running the ball heavily. And even go back to 2017, as good as he looked, we were the number one team in rushing yards.
There you go. Connect the dots.
So there is that. And you know who the offensive coordinator for that team was? His head coach.
Yes.
Who knows better than Frank Reich? And even he forgot. I don't know what happened. Well, I don't know if it was the offensive coordinator. I don't know what the hell happened there. But all of a sudden, they just kind of forgot. Like, they wanted Carson Wentz to just go out and be the next Peyton Manning. You will never have another Peyton Manning.
No. And I watched Hard Knocks in season, and one of the linemen went up to Frank during the game and said, "Run the damn ball."
Yes.
And after that, they started winning. And then even, Carson Wentz did not play well. He looked like shit. But you're playing the Jags. They have nothing to play for except for, I guess, maybe that game. Maybe they bucked up and they said, you know what, we're going to beat the Colts.
I mean, the only thing they had on the line was losing the number one pick. And thanks to the Lions, they didn't. Yeah. So I guess it's a win-win situation for them because they literally got a win to finish their season, and then they still maintain the number one draft pick.
Yeah.
And picks are coming soon. But Buffalo could be seeing a lot. You think after the 3-pass game the last time the Patriots were in Buffalo?
Yeah. Seriously.
Oh, that's embarrassing. But pick segments coming. That's where we're getting into that type of shit. But I had to get, just talking about Carson, about, this sort of thing got me thinking about Carson Wentz, and then that report popped into my head, and it was like, man, here we go again. I feel for this guy because, like, the Eagles last year, not a good team. Not a good team at all. Like, they were not put together properly. Their coaching staff was button heads, the whole nine. They've revamped, and they've gotten better. The Colts needed a quarterback and then lost their number one receiver for most of the season, forgot their game plan after they went on a 7-game winning streak.
Yeah.
and you want to pin that on Carson Wentz too. It's like there's only so much I want to put on this kid when there's only so much he's shown in this league.
Yeah, I don't have any sympathy, honestly. I mean,
because
one of the most important games that he had, he tested COVID for. He was able to play, but before that, he tested positive. And it's like, dude, you're about to make the playoffs. You got to be ready. And it just shows throughout the season he's not able to be the number one guy. And now I hear rumors about him going to the Steelers, and it's just like, no, I don't think anyone wants him. I mean, the GM doesn't,
The last thing I could think about with this topic before we move on is like, okay, let's say you're the Colts. You want to get rid of Carson Wentz. How?
Been there.
What do you do? Like, what do you do after? Like, let's say you cut him because you owe him $26 million and you don't want to pay him.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have a first-round pick.
No. The second stringer.
You don't really have a backup quarterback, or he wouldn't have had to rush back for that Raiders game. You don't have a ton of cap space because you got a lot of, there's a lot of people on that team making big money. And is Indianapolis, a sexy enough team, so to speak, to lure a guy like Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
Maybe. But if it's not, and you can't afford him, then what do you do? Do you hope that maybe Jameis Winston becomes available? No. I don't know what the market is going to look like. I know Aaron Rodgers is thinking about it. I know Deshaun Watson is doing whatever the fuck he's doing besides getting in trouble. So it's not like a slam dunk that you can just jettison Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
and get another quarterback that's going to be as good or better, because he did put up great numbers. I mean, even if the Vikings get rid of Kirk Cousins and you bring him in, is he really that much better?
I think so.
Their numbers are identical.
Yeah, but the main focus here, like I brought up earlier, is mentality. And Carson Wentz is not that person. He's not that person in the locker room. He's not that person on the field. He is. I'm going to be frank. He's a pussy.
I hear you. I hear you.
Can't get the job done.
It feels like they kind of accepted that fact and built a game plan that got them on a win streak, and then just crumpled it up, threw it in the trash, and decided to sling it. And I don't know why.
Me either.
And I don't know how that's on Carson Wentz. Yeah.
Well, he did have a shitty game, let's be honest.
No, he did, but I'm just saying it feels like the game plan was fucked. This feels like the beginning of the Eagles season, where you have Jalen Hurts throwing 50 times, and we're both sitting here week in and week out going, run the fucking football.
Yes.
and you go from 2-5 to 7-2.
Yeah.
Or 7-3 to finish your season.
Mm-hmm.
And all you had to do was run the ball. And the Colts seemed to figure that out too. And then all of a sudden they just, I forgot.
Yeah. Well,
I flaked. Where's Jonathan Taylor? I got to apologize,
Throw the head coach of the year out of the window. Throw the MVP.
Hey, Maddie.
Maddie!
Dominic, a.k.a. the nasty boy.
Yeah. Throw the head coach of the year out the window. Throw the MVP for Taylor out the window. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just a damn shame, and I don't care, and I'm just happy. Hurts is our quarterback, baby. Light it up, Tommy.
No, I'll smoke one for that. But no, I it's going to be interesting at least to see how that plays out too, because there's a few spots here and there where the quarterback situation is in jeopardy, to say the least.
Well, the whole offseason is going to be interesting, but I'll let you get to it.
No, that's true too. But I think before we get into some more of these NFL topics, we have more fan questions, and I'm touched. Unfortunately, it seems like every time we get a fan question, somebody's asking about Ben Simmons. But there was an extra one We got 2 from Adam this week, and I appreciate this. So we're going to jump into this right about now.
Let's do it.
He said 2 questions for you guys. First and foremost, since we talk about Ben Simmons a lot, how do you feel about the Vikings requesting an interview with your VP of football operations? And I got to be honest with you, Adam. I didn't know who the Eagles VP of operations was. I had to look her up. I had to look it up, and it turns out she's a female. Her name's Catherine Ricci, I believe.
Kathy, hey girl.
My wife's name's Kathy, just spelled different. Different woman.
Yeah.
Either way,
we wouldn't be live on YouTube if she was the VP right now.
Once I found out, once I found out the Eagles had a female VP of football operations, I was like, no, we need to hang on to her. Like they can request the interview, Peter or Jeffrey Lurie. Nope, sorry, denied.
Yeah.
Next one.
It's
Keep
really
her,
amazing. Yeah.
Promote her to general manager. Let's make this happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really amazing to see all these women, starting to, make a name in the NFL with the ref who's going to be coach or reffing the Super Bowl, and excuse me, Jesus.
We now have assistant coaches that are female.
Yeah. It's really great to see, and I'm so happy. And I'm ignorant because I'm with you. I'm in the same boat. I had no clue.
It's something you never really think about. The last guy I heard in that position was like Joe Banner. That was forever ago. That was the Andy Reid days.
Yeah. I mean, as of right now, I don't know how long she's been there, but we're succeeding. We're looking really, really good. So I want to keep her. I want to keep this puzzle pieces, together. I don't want to lose anything. So, sorry guys. We're
no outside of Howie. I don't want to lose anything. I don't want to change coaching staff. I know even some of the coaches have gotten, requests for interviews, like our defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon has a few lined up. And
really,
I know I was kind of shocked about that too, but. I do like that guy. I see what he's trying to do. And,
exactly.
Defense needed to rebuild a little bit too. Still needs a little bit of retooling here and there. But for what he had, did a pretty decent job. So I would like to see him come back. Everybody outside of Howie Roseman, it's like, you can go, Howie, but the rest of you, you're cool. You stay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And shout out to Catherine. Please don't leave Philly.
Don't leave, Kathy. Come on, baby. We need you.
We need you. Now, the second question is Ben Simmons related, and it has nothing to do with Russell Westbrook this time. And by the way, if we wanted somebody to shoot 2 for 14, we'd have got Ben Simmons on the court. I'm just saying. Anywho, the next question is, will Daryl Morey pull the trigger on a Ben Simmons trade, even if we don't get someone worthy back? And are you surprised that they're including Tobias Harris in some of these talks?
For the first one, no. I think this black cloud, this dark cloud, has been above us for far too long. It was above the Lincoln Financial Field with Carson Wentz. It moved over to the Wells Fargo Center, and now it's above us with the 76ers. And it needs to end. It's just so much just to deal with. Even if you're a fan, you're like, oh my God, it's Ben Simmons this, Ben Simmons that. I don't care if they get rid of Tobias. I need this gone. I mean, I love Toby. I think he's a great athlete. I think he's great with us. I think he's been there for a long time. So he has that chemistry with Embiid. He has that chemistry with the players. At this point, I'll take anything. I mean, I'll take a year's worth of, free, whatever, candy, free softies, free anything, just to get him out of the city, out of the mind, out of anything. Just see it. I would do it.
The Bulls are offering a lifetime supply of deep dish pizza. Sold. As far as Nick's concerned, he's down.
Yes. Whatever. Please. Give us free giveaways for a year. I mean, whatever it takes, get rid of them.
I got to be honest. I like Tobias Harris. I don't love him, but
Yeah.
he's never been better than when he's been coached by Doc Rivers, because Doc had
Yeah.
him with the Clippers, turned him into an all-star. He
Yep.
struggled a little bit when Brett Brown was here, and then Doc came in, and all of a sudden his play jumped.
Yep.
I'm kind of surprised they included him, and I don't think we would just trade Ben for a collaboration of whatever the fuck, because the NBA is not set up that way.
Yep.
If you know, like in the NBA especially, if you pull a trade off, you have to make the money match. Ben Simmons is making a lot of fucking money the next few years.
Yeah.
Tobias Harris is on a remainder of like $100+ million deal as well. So if you try to package those two, you've got to come up with $200 million worth of salary in return, or at least the yearly salary, whatever they're making. They're making in upwards of $40-50 million this year. So you have to match that in a trade, which means you got to come up with multiple teams, or you got to go our guys for your stars, your big money dudes.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll pull the trigger on something for just whatever.
Yeah, straight up. No.
This won't be like, for some of you old school fans like me, this will not be the Charles Barkley trade where we send him to Phoenix and we get a collection of players back that are past their prime on big money deals, and they go on to the finals and we go on to the first pick. That type of shit. This can't be that kind of deal. We have to get something in return, because this team is still good without Ben Simmons. Another player or so, they could be a top team in the Eastern Conference and a finals contender.
Yes. Two things. I think you're right on. I think we're just missing that one piece. The second thing is, I don't want Maxey gone. I don't want Curry. I don't want Thibault. I want them to stay, because I feel like they are the nucleus. They are what we need. Harris, you could say he's old. You could say he's a veteran. I think he is. But I think it's he's only 29, which is incredible. But I think we're okay if we lose him. I think it's okay. Again, I'm going to go back to what I said.
There are guys on the team.
Free ice cream
might be
bars.
one of those dudes.
Yeah, free ice cream bars for a year, bobbleheads for a year. I'm anything. Magnets, schedule magnets, whatever. Just get rid of them.
I'm with you, though. I love Tyrese. I think he's great. He's got a ton of potential. He's grown in 2 years more than Ben Simmons has his whole career.
Yeah,
I love Matisse Thybulle. And in life, I love Matisse Thybulle. He's a tremendous defender, and he's starting to put together a little offense. He's still raw.
Yeah.
I love Shake Milton. That guy has been a solid contributor. I don't want to lose him. There are some guys, whether it be Tobias, Danny Green, there's a couple of
Danny. I love Danny. I don't want to see him go.
Well, he's another one of those guys like Tobias. He's starting to get up there, and he's definitely dropped off. Danny Green has dropped off a lot in skill set.
Don't put that evil on me.
Sixers are bringing him off the bench now. Like they were starting him for all of last year and the beginning of this season. Now they're like, nah, you can come off with the second unit, dude. We're good.
Yeah.
So I would be okay with those kind of guys, but I just don't see them. I would love to see them trade him for anyone at this point. Anyone that can play.
Yeah.
Anyone.
We'll trade him for the Philly Fanatic, for Christ's sake.
There's even talks of, some kind of potential, and it would have to be next season, but there are already reports of like potential sign and trade deals with Jersey to get like James Harden. And if that's the case, yeah, sure. Yeah. Why not?
But Dom, honestly, answer me this question, please. Who the hell wants Ben Simmons? What does he offer? He doesn't offer anything. He's a pussy. He's bad in the locker room. He can't shoot a three. He gives up. He doesn't play hard. I don't know what we're going to get. So that's why I'm saying free ice cream bars.
I hear you. And I totally agree with you. But at the same time, there's always somebody in the NBA that's just like, oh, well, if we bring him in and we treat him the right way, we do this and we work with him, he'll finally understand that he's got to do A, B, and C. There's always somebody.
Here. No.
There's always somebody that got drafted high and ends up all over the league because somebody sees that potential in him that just never
say that
amounts.
word. Don't say that word.
I know. I feel like I say it every fucking week, and usually it's better. Yeah. It's in better context, but it's true. Like Jerry Stackhouse. He was another guy that we drafted high. We got rid of quick. Jerry Stackhouse was on like 9 other fucking teams until people finally said, well, I guess he can't play. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like somebody is going to look at Ben Simmons and go, you know what? Yeah, we could do something with him. We could work with him. He'd be happy here.
Yeah. You got to put on your business hat, and you got to look at it that way. Is he is he a leader? No. But is he a good complementary piece? Absolutely. He can he's really good on the court. He's really good when it comes to giving the ball to other people and making things work. But when it comes down to him making that 3-pointer to win the game, he cannot step up. And, some people are okay with that. Some people have that piece already in place for that team. If you put him in as a complementary piece, I know I'm just going and going and going, sorry. But if you put him on the bench, maybe he comes in every other, I don't know, whatever. But free ice cream bars, I'm done.
And please don't apologize. Nick's hype. I'm feeling that, but I don't know if this has been brought up a lot, but for instance, if they were willing to trade Simmons to a team like the New Orleans Pelicans, who are going nowhere, Zion's hurt, they got a ton of cap, they got high picks.
Overweight. Yeah.
You want to give us a draft pick and maybe Brandon Ingram and a couple other complimentary players? I'll take that. And that will help us this season and moving forward, because then when those complimentary players leave, it leaves us with more money to pursue more talent.
Exactly.
I don't need a lot out of Ben Simmons, but I'm not just taking anything. Like, the Lakers want to give you the last 3 guys on their bench for Ben Simmons. Nah, you can keep that. But a guy like Brandon Ingram with the Pelicans has come a long way. He's gotten to that all-star caliber level on a bad team that's going nowhere. So let Ben Simmons go sit in limbo and decide what he wants to do with his future while we take an all-star talent who is young and on the come up and work our way back into the Eastern Conference title picture. Yeah.
Again, whatever it takes. I don't care if we get a 5th round, last round draft pick, Mr. Irrelevant. I want seriously. I want him out. I'm so annoyed. I'm just so over the Ben Simmons bullshit.
You and me both, dude. Yeah. I remember when we first started doing this show, it was like, oh, I can't wait for my final thought. I get to rant about Ben Simmons. Yeah. Now months later, and we get fan questions, and I want to use them, and even Nick will tell you there have been weeks where maybe we get a fan question and it's about Ben Simmons, and we're like, I can't. We've already talked about this. Like, I just can't. But if you're going to keep sending them, I'm going to keep answering them. You want to ask something else, like the VP of football operations? That was a great question. It made me do some research. Thank you, Adam. Yep.
Yes. We love the questions. Keep them coming, baby.
Oh, please. Yes. Always at @S_Philly Psycho and drop your question for the Sports Syndicate, and we will go from there, and you will hear it here. So now we've got the fan questions out the way. Let's transition back into the NFL a little bit, because we had obviously talked about Week 18 a little bit between the Eagles preseason game, the Colts blowing the playoffs, the Lions having enough to beat Green Bay, even with Aaron Rodgers playing in the first half. That was fucking wild. But of course, after Week 18, this is when all the axes start to drop. This is when this is when Black Monday and the rest of the week comes through. And the next thing you know, coaches are gone, GMs are gone. a lot were expected. In fact, we called a few of them, whether it was Matt Nagy, Zimmerman, and or Mike Zimmer in Minnesota.
Zimmerman.
There were a few. I don't know what I was thinking there. I apologize. I've been under the weather this week. I'm trying my best. Adam, hey, we just answered your questions, man.
There you go, Adam. Better late than
there
never.
he is. I mean, late for your questions, but you can always go back and watch. We just did, man. Good to see you. Thank you again.
Yeah.
But there were some shocking coach firings this week. Like,
yeah,
I think none of them were
the big one.
None of them were bigger than Brian Flores in Miami. Like, what the yes, I understand this man did not make the playoffs in his 3 years in Miami. Yeah. At the same time, he was 10-6 last year.
Mm-hmm.
They, as horribly as they started out, they finished 8-1. They looked good. They got the win over the Patriots at the end of the year, and they were riding high into the offseason with, maybe we do keep Tua. Maybe we do have something going here. And within a week, their head coach is gone?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell do you make of that?
Yeah. I look at it both ways. I'm going to look at it as a business owner. I'm going to say, you know what, 9-8 it's just not acceptable. As much success as they had, and they looked really good. I mean, they beat the Patriots, and the Patriots played their starters, and they beat them. So that's where my, head scratching is like, what? So you're going to do this? Because this is not only going to, ruin his reputation. It's going to also hurt the team. The team that they, the players that played so hard for Brian, and now he's gone because he had a 9-8 record. I mean, he has one less loss than the Patriots, and the Patriots made the playoffs. So that's where my head scratching is. And I'm just questioning, like, what? But again, business decision. We didn't do what we wanted to do. I don't know if they want. I mean, every team wants to win the Super Bowl. But 9-8 is not bad for the Dolphins. I don't know their record last year, but they look good. And they had injuries too, just like every team. So I don't know. I think it was a poor business decision, but I understand why. But the why outweighs it. It doesn't outweigh the firing. So I'm confused.
I am too, and I only have two ways to try and. First, here's why you shouldn't have fired. Here's why you shouldn't have fired Brian Flores. Okay, did he draft Tua over a guy like Josh Herbert? No, his GM did.
Yep.
GM still got a job.
Yeah,
that's number one.
Yeah,
he's just coaching the guys you put on the field. He made Tua look good this season, and y'all let him go.
Yeah.
Number two, Stephen Ross, the owner of the Miami Dolphins. Anybody know what college he graduated from?
I'm going to say no.
Michigan.
All right, what are you getting at here, Dom?
Guess what Michigan head coach said he wants to come back to the NFL?
Oh, there you go. You've been connecting dots all night. It could happen.
You think that maybe, just maybe, he fired Brian Flores because he feels like he has a chance to get Jim Harbaugh to come to Miami. I know he's been rumored for the Raiders job already, and there are reports that he will be in the process of interviewing with a few teams.
Yeah.
But isn't it just a little weird that, like,
I think it's a little coincidental, yes.
It feels a little, and I don't really believe in coincidences in the world, especially in the NFL. Like, if it feels coincidence, there's probably a reason.
Well, I mean, how do you fire somebody that has brought a team back? I mean, 9-8 is not easy to get to. They have a hard division too. They got the Bills. They got the Patriots.
Oh yeah, and if you remember where the Dolphins were before he came in,
the
Dolphins were a fucking joke.
Yeah.
An absolute joke. And and after a rough first year,
Yeah.
he went 10-6 and 9-8. He made them a respectable football team. They've been one game away from the playoffs for 2 years.
Yeah. And one game over 500. That's impressive.
They were 8-1 in their final 9 games.
Yeah.
And he's doing this with a young offense, a second-year quarterback, rookie wide receivers, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, I think Adam said it best. That's exactly what I'm thinking. He coached the team very well, and he should have gotten at least one more year.
Exactly.
And I feel like the only reason he didn't get one more year was because Jim Harbaugh said he's ready to come back to the NFL.
Yeah,
and Stephen Ross said, well, fuck it. Let me see if I can get him here.
Yeah, like I said, I understand it, but as a as a business decision, it was a poor business decision. I don't like it, and it's going to hurt, their outlook. It's not going to be a good thing for players that want to go to the Dolphins or want to go to, the warmer state because, look what Tom Brady did. So, long story short, I think it was a poor business decision, but it just, he'll find a job. He'll find a job easily.
The other one that was kind of shocking to me because he only got a year, and it was on a team full of more drama than a soap opera. Yeah. Today, the Texans announced that David Culley, their head coach, is no longer with the team after a 4-13 season. Now, I can't remember how. I can't remember. Like I know when they fired Bill O'Brien. Yeah, Deshaun Watson led the league in passing. Yeah, the Texans were not very good.
No,
and they weren't much better this season, but they didn't have Deshaun Watson. They didn't have a lot of those big names. They had all kinds of drama in the offseason, including from Deshaun Watson.
Well, I mean, that trade itself, he should have been fired,
And, Culley took what he had in front of him, including a rookie quarterback that they didn't really feel that strongly about.
Yeah.
And finished strong. Like, they damn near knocked off the Titans last week.
Yeah.
And the Titans were at full strength. They went 4-13, but they won 2 or 3 of their last few games.
Yeah.
Davis Mills looked like he came a long way in that offense. They were finding guys. Hell, Danny Amendola turned back the clock this week, y'all. That's a lot.
He did.
That's a lot. And David Culley's scheme did that.
Yeah.
And you're just going to let him go. And according to Adam Schefter, he was told that Culley was basically a stopgap. And
what?
And I gotta be honest, guys. I know I'm probably not the person to fucking say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Okay, just bear with me.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
After Flores and Culley, there is now one black head coach in the NFL, and the NFL supposedly addressed this problem in the offseason last year when guys like Eric Bieniemy didn't get a job, when all this other stuff was going on. If it looked bad then, it looks even worse now. And calling a black head coach for a team whose owner has already been questioned, or already looked questionable as far as in the racist category, is not a good look on top of that.
No, it's a fucking poor, shitty decision, and fuck off.
We talking Vince. I heard firings. No, this is the NFL Kof, but it's almost the same.
Screw you! You're fired.
There we go.
Just to make you feel at home.
I
mean, if it was fucked up last year, how fucked up is it now? Mike Tomlin is your only black head coach. 32 teams.
Yeah. It's fucked up.
One.
Let's be honest, yeah.
One.
It's fucked up. Yep, it's stupid.
It's like, I hate to say this, folks.
I don't even want to get into that.
I hate to say this, folks, but I feel like Colin Kaepernick was right. I'm just saying.
Cheers to that. Hey, at least we have a woman VP, right?
We're trying to be different. We're trying.
Yeah. I mean, again, I understand it as a business decision. They were not doing well. But then again, they have a lot of big pieces that are missing. And it's just like, okay. So
they have more.
Who to blame?
Talent. They had more talent last year, and they fucking sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, Deshaun Watson was good. Outside of that, they fucking sucked. This year, they seem to have a better team. I'm not saying quarterback. I'm saying overall team. They started to put some pieces together.
The quarterback is promising. Seriously.
And Davis. Oh, fuck. Why do I always forget this kid's name? Davis Smith, I think.
No, not Smith. Mills.
Mills. Thank you.
Yeah. Smith.
I'm sorry. Davis Mills looked very good at the end of the season. Had a couple 300-yard games, beat the Seahawks. Like looked very promising.
Yeah, that's impressive.
I mean, no, he's not Deshaun Watson.
Team.
He's not Deshaun Watson, but nobody is. And last time I checked, he's got a clean rap sheet. So there's that.
I don't think you want to be, Deshaun Watson.
At this point, do you really want to be? There's a good question. I don't know if I have the answer to that one, but
put that one on the board.
It just doesn't sit right with an organization who, like Bob McNair and all that. They were already being called into question for racism last offseason.
Yeah. Now
they do this. If it looked bad last year, it looks even worse this year. Not only for the Texans, for the NFL. Because as much as they try with Rooney rules and all this other stuff to kind of keep the playing field even, it ain't.
Yeah. If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck,
it's a fucking duck.
It's a duck. Quack.
It's a fucking duck. That's what I said. I just that one surprised me for different reasons. Like I'm not saying he was as successful as Flores. I'm not saying that people be beating down the door to make this guy their next head coach, like Flores, for instance. Because I think like if you're the Raiders at this point, you go right after Brian Flores as soon as the season is over. Like, no, you come on in. We got you. They were saying that Flores was too much of a hard ass, and the Raiders already got rid of Chucky because he was a hard ass. No, they got rid of Chucky because he was a racist, sexist, homophobic piece of shit.
Yeah,
and a prick. Thank you. Yeah. There's a difference.
I think they're in a real rebuilding phase soon. I think Carr's gone. I think, obviously don't really have a legitimate coach. I feel like, Las Vegas is nice, but I don't see someone going there that's a veteran. I mean, I hope Dougie P doesn't go there, but, it's going to be an entertaining offseason, that's for sure. Because Roethlisberger's gone. Where's Rodgers going? Who's going to sign Wentz? Is Ben Simmons a pussy? Like, there's so many. Oh, wait, that's NBA. Damn it. Whatever.
It counts. Yeah. It's our show. It fucking counts.
Yeah.
The other surprise move wasn't a coach, but I was fine with Zimmer getting fired in Minnesota, but they got rid of their GM. Yeah. They got rid of their GM Rick Spielman, and I'm asking why, because this is the same guy that found Adam Thielen, that drafted Dalvin Cook in the later rounds. Yeah. Drafted Justin Jefferson. Even a couple of the draft picks he's picked up at wide receiver this year panned out.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys that are Pro Bowlers on that defense, he drafted.
Exactly.
I understand why you want to let go of your coach or your staff, but the this is Miami in reverse. Like, they took Tua when maybe they should have took Justin Herbert. But with this guy, he seemed to make all the right moves.
Decisions, yeah. I agree.
And they got rid of him anyway.
You know what? Zimmer's a prick too, so I'm glad he's gone. I just think he's an old timer that's too old, and I think he's done.
Yeah, it's probably you're not far off on that. I was never really sold on him being a head coach. Like, he was a great defensive coordinator, but I just never saw it carrying over. And then he's coaching a Vikings team who were basically all offense. Like, anybody saying, that Vikings defense, you can't fuck with that. No, not anymore.
And again, a lot of injuries. I get that, but time tells and time shows, and it's just every year it's like, oh, we're almost going to make the playoffs, or we do make the playoffs, and we're out one and done. So
Right.
I'm not saying we because I don't care, but the Vikings are usually one and done, or they make it really close. For us, it's different just because rookie this, rookie that. We're in the rebuilding phase. So, don't let the door hit you,
No, I understand that.
give a
Okay, in Philadelphia, we might possibly be ahead of the curve because I didn't see him going to the playoffs, and we aren't. Minnesota
No.
fell behind.
Yep.
But you fell behind really more for,
Yeah.
bad schemes and preparation than you did for talent.
Yeah.
I mean, you look across that Minnesota offense and you're like, oh my God, like how do we stop this?
Well, I mean, us, for instance, we're dying. Every day we look at Aguilar or someone that we drafted instead of that person, for instance, Jefferson, we're looking at him like, holy shit, we could have had them. We could have had him.
Every damn time I see JJ Ortega-Whiteside on the field, I'm thinking that could have been DK Metcalf. Meanwhile, Rick Spielman is a guy who basically just took a flyer on Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
And look at what he became. You know?
Same thing with the Patriots, with Brady. I mean, he wasn't first overall pick, so that's a shame. I feel like he's going to get a job shortly, so.
Yeah. I mean, I'd even go as far to say, like, if the Eagles wanted to replace Howie with him, I'd be more than happy.
Yeah. You're on Dream Street. We're going to have him for 10 years.
I am. I will readily admit it, but I have wanted Howie gone for so long.
Yep. We all did.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, like, yes, Matt Nagy is gone, Ryan Pace is gone, and Doug Peterson has interviewed for that position already. So amongst other things, he interviewed for the Jags, he interviewed for the Bears, and I think he's got something set up to interview with the Vikings, but I'm not sure if it's gone through yet. So there's, it's going to be interesting as the offseason comes up. And, some of these teams have already started to see if we do get a head coaching hire, like right off the bat, or if we're waiting all the way into, February and March for guys to be like, all right, which one of these playoff teams are available? I'll take that one. Yeah. Because if you're looking at a team like the Raiders, maybe you hold out if Jacksonville is offering you a job. Yeah. It's probably a lot easier to build the Raiders up and keep them in contention than it is to, say, get the Jaguars in the playoffs right now.
Absolutely.
Or the Lions. Well, the Lions aren't available. That's right. They got rid of their offensive coordinator, which is like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. That coach, man, they play for him. I love it. I love to see that.
Just
give him a few years, man. Give him a few years, honestly.
That's what I was saying. They fight, they scratch, they bite knees. They don't give a fuck. They love Dan Campbell.
That's what you want, You see it all the time with Zimmer. You really think Kirk Cousins is playing for Zimmer? Like, get out of here. No.
Get the fuck out of here. No.
And then you look at, like, Sirianni and Hurts, like, they are playing to win. They're both rookies. They're both showing, the NFL universe.
Yeah, they're very involved.
We're here
they're gelling. They're talking. They're trying to work things out. They're trying to build that bond. You just don't see it in Minnesota. You don't see it with Matt Nagy and insert your quarterback here.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's was the issue in Miami too.
It happens with veterans too. Like Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy had a great relationship for the longest time, won a Super Bowl together, and all of a sudden one year, Aaron was just like, "Nope,
fuck you,
fuck that guy. He's got to go," and gone.
He gone.
And now all of a sudden, he and Matt LaFleur have a great relationship.
Yeah.
But I think we've covered all the moves, all the stories. I think all that's left now is to break into Wildcard Weekend, really get these picks on.
Sir, baby, let's go.
It was. Before we do, I'm just gonna say it was not the greatest week for Nick or myself, and I don't think it was a great week for anybody making picks in the NFL because there were
It's
There were a
tough.
lot of games. It was like, what the
It's
fuck happened? We already
yeah.
went over a few.
Maybe
Even
next year
Seattle beating Arizona was like, really? Like, are they fighting to keep Pete Carroll's job? What?
maybe next year we stop at like week 16. Yeah.
You know, longest week of the season or longest season of the in NFL history, and all this crazy shit happens at the end. I guess it's good for the league. I don't know. I don't know how that Cowboys Eagles game was good for the league. I'm just saying.
No.
Get that one right out of the way. But
Yep.
last week, I did get back to my winning ways. I edged out Nick in a bad week, 15-12. So now, overall, I'm up 130 to 122. But we still have wild card games, the Super Bowl, the whole nine.
Yeah, and the Super Bowl's worth 20.
We'll see what's what. We might go, we might go sudden death. You know, we might by the Super Bowl. We'll see how this all plays out. But at least for now, I'm maintaining a lead, and we're going to jump into the Saturday games, starting with one of many playoff rematches from the regular season. You got the Raiders going in to play the Cincinnati Bengals, who beat the Raiders the first time they met after a monster game from Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, mainly because of the Andy Dalton era, the Bengals are 1-8 all time in the wild card round. They've lost 7 straight games.
Damn.
But to be honest, I can't remember the last time the Raiders made the playoffs. So there's that too.
This is going to be interesting, to say the least.
Oh, absolutely. So who you got in this one, Nick? Break it down for us.
I got the Las Vegas Raiders.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just think Derek Carr is, honestly, he might be my man crush. I think he's just such he's just such a good dude, he's a decent quarterback. I know he starts many games off really slow. I get that. But at the end of the day, I think he comes back and I think he wins this game. I don't want to say easily, but I think they win. I don't know. They have so much momentum.
Okay.
You know, they could write, this is like a Hollywood script you could write. Shit. They make the playoffs, you know?
Yeah.
Fire the coach.
All this crazy,
guy, the wide receiver,
like,
kills somebody. And, you know, just it goes on and on and on. It's like, all right, the Raiders have some momentum.
Is it just me, or is it fair to say the Raiders season is like an NFL version of the movie Major League?
Yeah.
Like, all this crazy shit happens during the season, and they rally around one another, and they make the playoffs, and they push through, and all this shit. It just feels like that.
Yeah,
like Derek Carr is somehow Wild Thing, Rick Vaughn, you know?
Yeah, seriously,
everybody's trying to avoid Las Vegas penal, but
yeah.
But some of them can't. Maybe they should sacrifice a live chicken before the game. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Rocky.
But I do respect, I do respect what the Raiders have done, and I even respect, my man Nick's man crush on Derek Carr. My wife has a man crush on David Carr, and that one I don't respect very much. But that's different. That's totally different. Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo too. Fuck that guy. Pretty motherfucker. But
tell us how you really feel.
Oh no, we don't have time. We both got work in the morning. We don't have time.
What do you
got? That was a short summary. Back to the matter at hand. I like what the Raiders have done.
But
and I know they're hot, but I feel like this is Joe Burrow's moment.
Yeah, I think
it's his moment to prove this is why they picked me. It's his moment to prove this is why I'm the future, not only of this franchise, but of this league. I mean, before the slight injury and sitting out in the loss to the Browns, Joe Burrow was on fucking fire. Yeah. And it wasn't just I'm heaving it to Jamar Chase. It was everyone. T. Higgins is involved. Tyler Boyd is involved. Joe Mixon's running the ball. All these guys got a chance to sit out for a few weeks, get healthy. They come back full strength. I don't think they blow the Raiders out. I think it would be a good game.
Yeah.
But I think Joe Burrow proves I'm your guy. This is a new Bengals team, at least in Wildcard Weekend. I don't know if he goes past that. We'll see what happens next week.
Yeah.
But this is the game. Joe Burrow says, I'm the guy. This is not your same old Bengal bullshit. And they managed to get a win. Maybe even on a final 2-minute drive executed by Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Bengals in this one. So that way Nick has a chance to at least get a point. And I feel strongly about this Cincinnati team. I really do. Their defense is solid. Joe Mixon has had a tremendous season. Their receiving core is deep. They've got a ton of weapons, and they've already played these guys and won.
Yeah.
When you're two teams that don't have playoff experience, you got to look at their last experience, and the Bengals fucking won.
Yeah. They have.
So I see it happening again. I'll take them in this one, and then another wild card rematch. This is round 3 between the New England Patriots going up to Buffalo to take on Josh Allen and the Bills. Yeah. And of course, the first time they met was the time that Mac Jones threw 3 whole passes, and they won.
Yeah. Nuts.
It feels like it was so embarrassing. It threw the Bills off their game for the following week. And then they rallied, they rebounded, they beat the Patriots at the end of the year. They won the division. Now they have a home game rematch against the Patriots. Now the weather is supposed to be cold, but not as bad as it was the first matchup where New England ran it like 46 or 47 times.
Yeah.
And I know Bruce had said immediately, like, I see a strong dose of the run in Buffalo's future this weekend, and I get that. The question is, are the Bills going to be able to stop it this time? And if they don't, is their offense going to be able to counteract and put up the points?
Yeah.
Because that was the big problem with the weather. They were throwing it a lot. It wasn't working. And then New England would just smash mouth right down the field.
Yeah, I think it's time for a go ahead, my bad.
Oh, no, please, Nick.
Yeah.
Fire away, bud.
I think it's time for a reality check for Bill Belichick. I do not see them winning this game, and I feel like the Buffalo Bills, as much as I want to go against you and, win this so-called fantasy, whatever, the pool each week, the pick'ems each week, I can't do it. The Buffalo Bills are a legitimate team. They have the momentum. Allen looks freaking amazing, and that's just a quarterback you want on your team. That's a quarterback you want leading your team. Yeah. And what is this, home or away? Let's see. Okay, the Bills are home.
It's home.
Yeah, so easily. I don't see Mac Jones stepping up here. I see him the opposite. I see him crumbling under the pressure. I think they got this easily, and watch out for the Bills. I think they're a very sneaky team. Yeah. I rest my case.
I'm with you. I think the Bills will probably win this game. The one thing that I like about Buffalo in the last few weeks, including against New England, was they found their run game.
Mm-hmm.
Devin Singletary was big for them. They ran the ball a lot to complement Josh Allen. And what he can do, through the air with his legs.
Phenomenal,
added play action to an already potent offense. And if they start putting up points, that means Mac Jones is going to have to throw the ball. Yeah. He's now played in one cold weather game in his life. And the last few weeks, as much as we've given him credit, he has struggled mightily.
Yeah.
Like,
only so much Bill Belichick can do, As much as I hate him, as much as he's a cheater, there's only so much he can do. But then again,
there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
And I was just about to say, They call it the rookie wall for a reason. I think you've seen a lot of guys hit it, whether it be Jamar Chase midseason. I think you're starting to see it out of Mac Jones. I don't know if it's because the weather got colder and he's not used to it, or he's just spent because he's hit that rookie wall at the end of the year. Either way, it doesn't bode well for New England.
Exactly.
So as much as this is going to pain high class, and I'm probably going to have to hear it tomorrow when we're doing before we go on to do top rope. I'm sorry, Bruce. I gotta say it. I think the Bills win this one in a close game. I'm gonna say 27-21.
Okay, I'll do 27-17.
Okay. Cool. Then we move on to a game that Nick and I both have personal stake in here. The Philadelphia Eagles are heading into Tampa to take on the defending champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah. On paper, dude, we're screwed. We're absolutely screwed.
After they beat us in our building in the regular season 30-22.
Yeah.
Eagles are the number one rushed offense in all of football.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay's the number one pass offense.
Yeah.
Bucs defense is top 5 against the run.
Yeah.
Eagles defense, top 10 against the pass. Was higher, but that preseason game and Dak Prescott going off sent us down a few pegs. I desperately want to tell you that the Eagles are going to win this game. I really do. I do.
Like you're struggling. Just say it. Come on.
Because even that first matchup, man, they were a lot healthier than they are now. They have more weapons. And that was another one of those games where it took till the fourth quarter for them to start running the ball. And once they did, they got back in the game. Their defense started to shut the Bucs down. We just kind of ran out of time.
Yeah.
As much as I'd love to say the Eagles are going to win this game, and if there is an upset, you will see me beaming next week. I will still be celebrating Thursday after a Saturday victory. Like, I'm not going to work. I'm not doing shit. I'm ordering kegs and I'm partying, even if it's by myself. I'm inviting Nick over. We're gonna have a live stream upset party
Keep your clothes on.
It's just kegs and no legs because we're keeping our clothes on.
Eggs and eggs, baby. No,
there we go.
As much as we are passionate fans, and as much as we want to see, the Eagles make the Super Bowl and win it, on paper we're gonna get our asses kicked. But there's always a chance. I don't see it here. As much as I love the Eagles, as much as I root for the Eagles, and I don't see it, dude. Yeah. I don't see it. And I'm not trying to say, we worked so hard and we're just going to lose here. But we did. No. We worked very hard. We got where we're,
It paid off. It paid off.
We're not supposed to be here.
A 4-win team became a 9-win team playing the Super Bowl champions in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's feat in itself. And again, when you see me pick games last week and I say, oh, there's no way the Jags are going to beat the Colts, or even with the backups, the Packers will take care of the Lions, because on paper, it looks that way. But it doesn't always work out that way.
Exactly.
So in my heart, I'm keeping that hope alive, but on paper, I am taking the Bucs.
I got to do it. I got to do it.
You got to go with the Bucs too? Okay. Well, then I will let you give the first score.
No, I picked the Eagles. You got the Bucs. No score.
Oh, you're taking the – wow. Okay.
Dude, come on. I got to make some ground.
Yeah. Remember, you can still make up bonus points if you get the score right. That's all I'm doing.
No, I'm going. Come on.
All right. One or nothing.
Eagles fly on the road to victory.
I've never wanted him to get another point closer to me more than I do right now at this very fucking moment. Let me just put that on wax.
It does. I'm picking the Eagles. Go Birds.
All right. Now we're going to jump into the Sunday games, and we have the 49ers, who managed to maintain their playoff spot.
Yeah.
Going into Dallas to take on Jerry's kids, the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, this is going to be a good game just because there's a lot of unknowns. Dak Prescott, will he step up? Vice versa. Will Jimmy G step up? We don't know. The running game, we don't really know. Is Zeke going to step up? Who's starting for the Niners when it comes to the running game? Wide receivers. I mean, it's going to be an interesting game just because of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I love, Light it up, boy. Come on. Smoke it.
Always. I want the smoke.
Yeah,
it's an interesting matchup because, yes, Dallas has great defense. They got Trayvon Diggs, but then the 49ers have a guy like Deebo Samuel, and how do you cover him? He can run the ball. He can line up at receiver. He can come out of the backfield. He can do all these things.
Yeah.
Are you just going to have Trayvon Diggs following him everywhere? Because then that's going to open up things for guys like Brandon Ayuk. That's going to open up, that's going to open up areas for George Kittle, for the run game, for whatever. That could potentially hurt Dallas. And with the Cowboys, at first, earlier this afternoon, I thought maybe Amari Cooper was going to get suspended when ESPN had reported that he violated NFL COVID protocols not once, but twice this week.
Yeah, dumb.
And apparently they gave him a $15,000 fine. So I'm harsher than the NFL, or it's just the playoffs and they want the ratings and they don't want to hear Cowboys fans bitching. I don't know.
Yeah.
I tried calling Roger Goodell. His secretary left me on hold for an hour. I hung the fuck up.
Yeah, I think it just goes back to the unknowns. I mean, even with the coach too, like Mike McCarthy, can he legitimately coach a team throughout the playoffs? I mean, you look at it with Rodgers, and it's like, okay, well, Mike McCarthy had a lot to do with it, but Rodgers is a stud. So there's just a lot of unknowns, and Shanahan.
It's just
this is a big deal,
When you look at these two teams, it feels so evenly matched because you have two quarterbacks who have been up and down.
Exactly.
You have two solid running games. You have two coaches who have both made Super Bowl runs in their careers. One won, one didn't. When you just look at it on paper, it looks so even, but then it's going to be a great game. It's going to be tough to call. I feel like the Cowboys are going to survive this one. I feel like they're going to cause Jimmy Garoppolo to make enough mistakes to win this game.
Yeah, and Jimmy G's hurt too.
I know. He's got the thumb. I get it. He comes out wrapped. Okay, we get it. Then put Trey Lance in,
Yeah.
Trey Lance won the game he started. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't want to go, I don't want to be different just because, but I honestly think the Niners have it here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think Dak is sort of like Tony Romo. They are choke artists. They do not play well in the playoffs, and I just see the Niners doing well.
I will say Dak dabbles in choke artists, but I don't think anybody ever pulled defeat from the jaws of victory like Tony Romo, man. He found new and improved ways to fuck up.
Yep. Yes, he did. Even if
very
he was
talented, put up a ton of numbers, like smart guy, but I don't know what in the clutch. He found new ways to fuck up. He invented them.
Even him as the holder for the ball,
Exactly.
Like, how do you do that? So, I got the Niners here. I think Jimmy G is going to step up here. I think Shanahan is a better coach than McCarthy. So, I got the Niners for my boy, Ivan. He's not listening, but
you never know. He might be on the back end. You got to give a shout out to Ivan in the league, of course, always. And so the next game, almost all of these are playoff, or all these playoff games are rematches from the regular season. This is one of them. The Steelers were embarrassed in Kansas City. And Kansas City had a bunch of guys on the COVID list. Now the Steelers have to go back to Kansas City after managing to kind of back into the playoffs, let's be honest. In a rematch with the Chiefs where we're not sure if Tyreek Hill is 100%. Juju Smith-Schuster actually practiced for the first time since the shoulder injury and could possibly play in this playoff game. They're not ruling it out, but they haven't said.
Won't help.
I mean, on top of that, Ben Roethlisberger, his career record in wild card games is 3-4. It's tied for the most losses in wild card history all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all that being said, I don't think Kansas City embarrasses them again, but I still think they win. I still think they win.
Yeah, I can't be different here. I mean, the Chiefs are just a better team. The Steelers should not even be in the playoffs. Like, we look at the Eagles, and it's like, you know what? I could see them making the playoffs. I understand that, but the Steelers, no. No way at all. They're not even a playoff team.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give the Steelers credit where it's due. The Tomlin is a good coach, is a great coach.
Great, yeah.
Maybe that team fought to give Ben one last shot at the playoffs, because of the way they feel for him, and it's commendable.
Yeah,
but it's one and done, and then Roethlisberger walks off, and then the Steelers start filling in, start looking for his replacement. I don't know how else to put that. Just next.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I will take the Chiefs in this game. I'll say, give me 31-24.
Okay. Give me 34-10.
Wow. Okay. So I think it's not good. He thinks it's going to be embarrassing, not me.
I think so. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then, of course, the first Monday night game in wild card history is round 3 of the NFC West matchup. The Arizona Cardinals will be going into LA to take on the Rams. Now the Cardinals are a much better team on the road. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
The Rams embarrassed the Cardinals the last time they played from almost the very first play when Aaron Donald just bulled his way through a lineman and took Kyler Murray down and forced a fumble. We're not sure about DeAndre Hopkins and whether or not he's going to come back for this game. Yeah. There's a few other minor injuries here and there. We're not sure about Daryl Henderson for the Raiders. But the Raiders have won. I mean, not the Raiders. The Rams. Where am I getting? I don't know why I got Raiders on the brain. The Rams. Rest in peace, John Madden. That's what it must be. The Rams have won 9 of their last 10 home games against Arizona. Unfortunately, the last one they lost was the last one. So that doesn't help much.
No.
But I will leave this one to Nikki. Break this one down. Tell me who you got.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be another really good game, just like the Raiders and the Bengals. I just think this is, again, the unknown when it comes to, is Murray ready? Can he do it? Vice versa. Is Stafford a prime-time player? We do not know. Will the players step up? Will the Rams defense step up? Will Ertz step up for the Cardinals? I mean, there's a lot of unknowns, a lot of young coaches. This is why the playoffs are freaking amazing, because we don't know what's going to happen. But if you look at it, McVay has been here before, and I feel like he has the edge. So I'm going with the Ravens. Damn it, I almost said the Raiders.
And you said Ravens instead.
I said Ravens, Eagles, Steelers.
We're having fun tonight.
Yeah, no, I got the Rams here. I think they're going to step up and show that they're the team to beat. I just don't know if they're legit the team to beat in the NFL. But I think for this team, they're winners.
I feel like this game in particular, this Rams team in particular, was built for this reason. Yeah. All the trades, giving up all the draft picks, bringing in all the veterans was for this exact time of year. Like, it's playoff time now. This is the reason we got Von Miller. This is the reason we got OBJ. This is the reason we got Jalen Ramsey. This is the reason we got Matthew Stafford. Yeah. And so the pressure is on them
Yeah.
Whereas
absolutely.
with the Cardinals, it's like, okay, you've taken that next step. You look, you were almost a playoff team last year. You are this year. Like, it feels like there's a little bit more
Yeah.
room for them to grow. Where it's like with the
Yeah.
Rams, it's now or never.
Exactly.
And that almost makes me lean towards the Cardinals because they'll be playing loose. But at the same time, with those veterans,
Yeah.
it feels like they will understand that pressure and thrive off of it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Rams, and I'm going to take I'm going to take them in a relatively close game. I'm going to say 27-17.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I think the Rams are going to win here. So I'll go similar. I'll go 26-14.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a close game, but I think the Rams, they are the team to beat.
I mean, it's the largest wild card weekend ever. We've got Monday night playoff games.
Night. What?
We got Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, why Monday? It makes no sense. I guess maybe for ESPN, but still. Just throw it on ABC Saturday,
Yeah, all the networks got to get their playoff games. That's the only reason I got. I mean, if they wanted to, they could throw all 6 of these games on at the same time and put them on the red zone. I'm a happy guy.
You know what's crazy too? This is kind of embarrassing, but I just found out that I had red zone week 18.
Oh,
bullshit! I've been paying for it all season. And her dad comes over. Do you have red zone? I'm like, dude, no, I do not have red zone. Just check. I'm like, dude, I pay the bill. I do not have red zone.
And you did.
Turn on red zone. He's like, you have red zone. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Oh,
So,
man. Homie, you missed out.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. Like, I know towards the afternoon games when they only have like 3 or 4 going, it gets a little slow, but still, it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel bad now. That's just. I don't want to end on a bad note, but I got nothing for that.
Yeah.
That's just sad. That's oh.
It's funny, but hey, you know what? Go Birds.
Yes, that's a better note. All right. So thank you to everybody that tuned in and that will be watching this. And we will be back next week to cover every and all things sports we can find. In the meantime, I'm gonna give Nick his moment to plug away, let everybody know where you can find the Universal Wrestling Pod, and then we'll wrap this shit up.
Yes, sir. You can find us on Twitter at the UW Pod and Instagram at UW Podcast. We got a lot of things going on. I mean, it's just too much right now to discuss. But most recent episode is, doing well. We had Maddie Daddy on the show talking wrestling. The next episode, we're going to predict the Royal Rumble. But again, I don't want to bore you. You can find us on the web at uwpod.com. And as always, Dom, appreciate you, brother.
Oh, no problem. I can't wait to hear those Royal Rumble predictions myself. You're not boring me, but
yeah.
But that's because I have a wrestling podcast too, so make sure you come back if you're checking this out tomorrow around 8 o'clock. Top Rope will be back. Grandma Wendy returns. That's she's feeling better now. We missed her last week. We had a good night. We had a nice 2-man power trip. Brucey and I just kicked it and had fun. But it's always great to have Wendy. We'll be whole again. So Friday night we'll be back with that. In the meantime, if you want to catch up on Top Rope on this show, and you happen to be listening to this on one of our many podcast platforms, come to TRWT parentheses of Fox Den John. You're going to catch the Sports Syndicate, Top Rope, a few of our old shows, lots of bonus content that you won't get on any of the audio platforms. And for this show, like I said, we are everywhere podcasts are distributed, but if you're looking for one-stop shopping, just go to anchor.fm/FoxDen. You'll see the episodes there. You'll also see a link that will lead you to, every platform we're on, and you can just pick one and go from there if you prefer. So that's all we got for this week. We will be back with all the fallout, all the maybe all the head coach firings if there are any more, hirings if there are any more,
Yeah.
fan questions if there are any more. But until next week, have fun, stay safe out there this weekend, and we will see you soon.
Peace.
Bye, y'all.